Students at colleges across the country stand their ground in protest against the Israel-Hamas war.
Graduating seniors face yet another alternative graduation. Students share their thoughts on the disruption.
And the USC Student Government welcomes the 144th Senate in today's inauguration.
Annenberg TV News is next.
Students are claiming their right to free speech on college campuses despite facing harsh consequences and even arrests for pro-Palestinian protests. Hi, I'm Makayla Idelburg.
And I'm Anthony Bottino. Encampments have popped up on campuses across the U.S. at universities like NYU, Columbia, MIT, and Yale. Reporter Clera Rodriquez has more on how schools are affected as they approach the end of the school year.
Cal Poly in Humboldt County cancelled in-person classes after pro-Palestinian demonstrations. Students clashed with riot police. Students at Yale and college campuses around the nation are demanding their schools divest from funding companies with links to Israel. This follows mass arrests at Columbia last Wednesday. Students pitched tents and camped out in the middle of campus.
So there's definitely a fear of, when you receive that first violation and you are to violate it again, for that sanction to escalate, either to academic probation, suspension, or even expulsion.
Supporters of protests, including one at MIT, say these arrests violate their right to free speech.
This kind of threat that hangs over them is, I think, antithetical to, to the code of ethics that universities push out, to the free speech that is often espoused as a core tenet of being a student, being an American.
We're already seeing universities impose more restrictive protest policies and really crack down on student speech, which is not good. We see universities really using their power to stifle student voices.
With graduation coming up, some students are concerned about how these arrests could impact their future.
Even if they're not as concerned about being arrested or even being suspended or even being arrested, there are concerns for, career prospects. There are concerns for, being doxxed.
At Columbia, classes will be hybrid for the remainder of the semester. For Annenberg Media, I'm Clara Rodriguez.
USC faculty members are rallying behind this year's valedictorian, whose speech was canceled by the USC administration, citing safety concerns. The petition on Change.org was organized by the USC Palestine Justice Group and has over 8,000 signatures. The petition says faculty believe USC has the resources to protect Usna Tabassum, but is choosing not to. Past commencements have hosted high-profile figures without issue, leading many to believe the university's decision is a free speech issue. The petition reads, in part, "This has everything to do with free speech. The failure to invest in alternative measures to protect campus safety casts doubt on the university's rationale and opens USC up to legal liability, national embarrassment, and reputational damage."
A time to celebrate has become overshadowed by controversy. All outside graduation speakers have been canceled for this year's main commencement ceremony. Many seniors feel ripped off.
I didn't have a high school graduation. I wanted to have I was hoping that college would be the time where I would be able to go to graduation. It would be the most perfect thing of what I could have had.
I know a lot of people come to commencement for the speakers, but it seems like we won't have any speakers. So I wonder what the point is of commencement anymore.
If you want to justify class of 2024 in their graduation, it would be to reinstate Asna and to bring back her speakers, to just give us a fair shot at graduating for real.
In 2022, high school seniors were unable to walk at their commencement because of the pandemic. Now, this same group of students at USC is once again robbed of the full graduation experience. The commencement will be held on May 10th at Alumni Park.
And trouble continues brewing for former President Donald Trump in the courts. Let's check in with Hanah Abualhaj for day 2 of testimony in Trump's New York City trial.
David Pecker, the former CEO of American Media Inc., testified today about his involvement in a catch-and-kill journalism scheme to help Trump in the 2016 election. Catch-and-kill journalism is when a publisher buys the exclusive rights to a story in order to catch it. The owner will then kill the story by preventing its publication, stopping it from damaging an individual's image. According to Mr. Pecker's testimony, Trump's team asked the National Enquirer to watch for and notify them of stories that were damaging to Trump's image.
I think there's all kinds of ethical challenges. The first and foremost is ultimately what's the organization's goal. I don't know how many times people thought of things like the National Enquirer or outlets as journalism to begin with. It's really highlighted as a potential even larger gray area where they might have been the only outlet with access to some of these stories because they were paying for it. In this case, what you see is the tactic of suppressing individual stories to support a particular agenda that reinforces what media is not journalism.
Trump has repeatedly denied any wrongdoing. The trial is set to pick back up on Thursday morning.
Thanks, Hannah. And Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass unveiled next year's city budget. It has a $65 million cut to Inside Safe, Bass's signature programs to move unhoused Angelenos into interim and permanent housing. But Bass's Inside Safe program is still slated for a larger chunk of the city budget. The new allocation, $70 million for interim housing, $60 million for social services, $28 million for permanent housing, $24 million for housing acquisition, and $2 million for street medicine teams. USC professor Benjamin Henwood hopes budget cuts will force policymakers to consider more effective uses for remaining funds.
Given that there's always going to be limited resources for this issue, I think that the bigger question is can the money be rebudgeted in more effective ways? Part of the brief that we released today is just suggesting, thinking about using basic income as a way to help a lot of people resolve into not necessarily leased apartments, but other informal housing arrangements that could be accomplished with a lot less money.
The mayor's team at Inside Safe says despite budget cuts, the public should expect to see declining numbers of people living on the streets in coming years.
Starbucks is taking center stage in a case before the U.S. Supreme Court. The company argues there should be a limit on what the National Relations Labor Board can impose on a business. The board mandated that Starbucks rehire fired workers who try to unionize. 7 employees in Memphis, Tennessee were trying to unionize and were fired. Starbucks wants the court to reverse the labor board's mandate to rehire them, but the company wants the Supreme Court to reverse the mandate. This case is not unique to Memphis, as more than 400 Starbucks have voted to unionize since 2021. The Associated Press is reporting the Supreme Court appears to agree with Starbucks. If so, it can make it harder for employees to unionize. A new USG leader board will be inaugurated tonight. Reporter Jose Romo is live at Tudor Campus Center. So Jose, tell us about all the big event.
That's right, Anthony. USG is getting ready to swear in President-elect Brian Fernandez and Brianna Sanchez, the first Latino pair to hold office in USC student government. This after more than 4,000 student ballots were submitted in a new ranking vote system. We spoke to the two of them about their plans for the upcoming academic school year.
Just super excited to be working alongside all of y'all because, we're really focusing on the student voice and making sure that we represent all students to the best of their interest.
We're excited to kind of make the change and show everybody that, voted us in, that we are here to work. We are here to kind of improve student life and student experience here. So we're very, very hopeful in that we can hopefully accomplish almost everything on our platform, and just making sure students feel as if USG is a safe space.
Outgoing USG Speaker Rudra Saigal hopes his projects continue under this new administration.
I would definitely love for them to continue with my STI testing project. That's a project, in fact, that I've worked with Brianna on, so I'm sure they're going to continue doing that. So definitely work on that, work on expanding more wellness resources, because from everything that we've seen in the past 2-3 years, I feel like the university, students really do not know about a lot of resources and options that are available through USC.
And the USG inauguration will take place around the TCC Forum behind me this later today at 7 p.m. So if you find yourself around campus, make sure to check it out. I'll toss it back to the studio for Annenberg Media. I'm Jose Romo.
Thanks, Jose. And coming up, a celebrity who recently visited campus is getting another special honor.
A member of Breakthrough Hip Hop Dance Team will join us in studio to share more about their upcoming showcase.
And a new high-speed train into Sin City is in the works. Find out what you can expect with this major travel upgrade.
Let me tell you how we amplify our Latine voices. Check out Dímelo. We have it all.
Deportes.
Entertainment. Noticias. ¿Qué tal? Soy Mariela Gómez y bienvenidos a Dímelo Ahora.
Radio and podcasting.
Comida y cultura. Digital social media.
¿A qué equipo le vas tú? LA Galaxy o LAFC? Dímelo is the only Latina-focused media outlet at USC. Dímelo. We have it all.
Dímelo. We have it all.
Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
Let's find out. 1, 2, 3.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? The world may never know.
There's a new pet.
Chia.
Chia Pet, the pottery that grows. It's fun and easy. Soak your chia, spread the seeds, keep it watered, and watch it grow. And now grow a whole collection of fun with chia teddy bears, puppies, kittens, rams, bulls. There's even a chia tree to keep your pets company. Chia Pets and Trees, the pottery that grows.
The Chia Pet and Chia Tree are available at Kmart, Rite Aid, Ames, and Woolworth. Makes a great gift.
Officials have broken ground on the high-speed rail system that will connect Las Vegas to Southern California. This project comes years after a proposed route linking LA and San Francisco fizzled. The new route will have 3 California stops. The closest one to LA will be Rancho Cucamonga. From there, travelers can take another train for the last 40 miles to LA. Officials hope this will relieve congestion on the I-15 because about 44,000 cars cross the California-Nevada state line daily.
There's no more efficient form of transportation than high-speed rail. That once Americans have a chance to see in our own country what this amazing technology can do, that this is going to have just a transformative effect. When people start coming back from riding between LA and Vegas, telling their friends and relatives about how great it was, that's going to lead to demand for this throughout the country.
In a statement to Annenberg Media, the LA Metro said, quote, "The high-speed rail service will help reduce greenhouse gas emissions, reduce congestion on major freeways, and bolster the economic vitality of Southern California." The rail line is expected to open in 2028, just in time for the Summer Olympics.
A school shooting, a so-called bionic chef, and a day dedicated to an actress and activist. Let's get into it. Here's today's Look Around LA. A new video was released showing a safety team member meant to protect students didn't intervene in a fight that resulted in the death of a student at Washington Prep High School in South LA. School district officials have yet to comment on the new footage. Eduardo Garcia, aka the Bionic Chef, of Tazana, joined LAUSD students in a kitchen clinic class today, led by the nonprofit Common Threads. Garcia's moniker stems from his metal left hand, one he had implanted because of a hunting accident in 2011.
1 out of every 5 people that die in the world die because of fossil fuel related air pollution. 93% of children every year breathe air that is damaging to their health and their development.
We might soon be celebrating Jane Fonda Day. The LA City Council is discussing whether to honor the environmental activist and Hollywood star by dedicating April 30th to her. That's it for today's look, and in case they approve it, happy early Jane Fonda Day.
And tomorrow, members of the USC dance team called Breakthrough Hip Hop will present their spring semester showcase in Mobile Auditorium. Today, I'm joined with their associate chair, Anissa Robinson. How are you today?
I'm well. How are you?
Thank you for joining me. I'm pretty good. So how long did it take for you to prepare for your showcase?
Well, eBoard has been practicing since the first week of the semester, and the general members on the team maybe the second or third, so it's been the entire duration of the semester we've been rehearsing and learning and cleaning and blocking.
That's a long time now. Who and what can we expect to see in the showcase tomorrow?
It's a lot. I'm excited for it. It's back-to-back hard-hitting hip-hop, a bunch of twists and turns, ups and downs, maybe a few beach balls. You never know.
Any guests we can look out for?
Yeah, we currently have 2 outside teams performing at the show with us as well.
Gotcha. And I know this semester's beach theme is by the beach. Who came up with that, and what were the other options?
eBoard sat and came up with it. I'm not sure of a lot of the other options, but the beach theme was one of the ones that everybody saw a vision for.
Gotcha. And can you give us a sneak peek of the songs? Is it more laid back? Is it hard hitting? What can we expect?
Our set kind of captures like every aspect of the beach. So first you have the sun and it's hot, and then you have a section dedicated to water, and then the last section is dedicated to like partying and having fun.
Gotcha. And just for all of our audience here, can you tell us where we can find tickets, how can we get tickets, and where it's going to be?
We have an Eventbrite going around, and the tickets are in our Instagram.
Gotcha. And just like she said, for more information and updates, follow their Instagram at BT Hip Hop. We're looking forward to seeing some familiar faces still in the show. Thanks, Anissa.
Thank you.
Well, I'll be sure to dance my way down to the showcase tomorrow night. But if I'm going, I need to know whether they're just warm or cold. So Senwin, what's the weather looking like tomorrow night?
You know, I'll be dancing right there with you, Anthony. Welcome back to Weather with the Winner with yours truly, and for the last time, Senwin Pareja. It's the final week, it's the final stretch, so let's stop beating around the bush and get right into our current conditions. We're at 66 degrees with mostly clear skies, so it's sunny, it's chilly, nothing that we aren't already familiar with. Let's check out our 5-day forecast. All right, so we have a little variety this week. On a Wednesday, we're going to start on a high of 65 with a low of 52, going up 1 degree on Thursday. And for both days, we're going to have mostly cloudy skies with drizzles, patches of drizzle for both days. And then on Friday, we're going to have a meet in the middle type of situation where we're going to have a high of 68 with partly sunny skies. And then going into the weekend, we're back in those nice warm 70s, ending the week strong with mostly sunny skies. So there you have it, Trojans. It's a little bit of everything this week, but I see no other perfect way to end the semester than with you winning with the weather until finals. Chris, what's up with sports?
Thanks, Senwin. Up next, find out how USC women's golf fared at the Pac-12 championships this week. We'll check in on the LA basketball teams and their first-round playoff series. And we'll take a look at a few of the Trojans who will be headed to the NFL this weekend.
Bonjour, je suis le grand musicien.
Je suis la jeune fille.
Yes, that's French they're speaking, and no, these children aren't French, they're American. And they've acquired their amazing new language skills from Muzzy, the remarkable new video language program for children developed by the British Broadcasting Corporation. With this unique BBC language course, children learn a second language with incredible ease. 4 delightful videos quickly become their favorite TV show and teaches children the same way they learned English. Learning another language becomes fun. You'll be amazed when your children begin speaking and understanding their new language from the very first day through this unique method. The entire course, 4 videos, 2 audio cassettes, the activity book, and the parent's guide and answer book is available in French, Spanish, Italian, or German.
To order, use your credit card and call this number. We'll ship and charge you $28.08 a month for 6 months. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call 1-800-424-0700.
Okay, this stuff is really amazing. I mean, I put it in my mouth and I taste watermelon, but it's not just that. I taste strawberry too, but it's kind of like a watermelon-y strawberry put together. Hey, hang on. Sorry about that. And the bubbles are really awesome. I mean, that's why they call it Max, I guess. Obviously, that sort of makes sense once you think about it. Oh, I'm Dan, and that's Chuck. Hubba Bubba Max. A whole new kind of bubble. Hey!
Welcome back to the last Tuesday ATVN Sports of the semester. I'm Chris Ajose-Nixon.
And I'm Adia, Clarke. It's playoff season, and 16 NBA teams look to make it to the next round. Let's take a look at how the Lakers and Clippers are doing so far. Last night, the Lakers dropped their second game against the Denver Nuggets. Los Angeles was leading to 68-48 with 10 minutes left in the third quarter. But the Nuggets came back with a Jamal Murray game winner for the victory. Let's take a look at the buzzer beater, which took down the Lakers.
Murray makes a move. There's a... The Nuggets have won!
The LA Clippers, on the other hand, had a great Game 1 matchup against the Dallas Mavericks. Despite Kawhi Leonard's absence from the playoff due to a knee injury, the Clippers played a great first half, winning 34-22 in the first quarter and 22-8 in the second quarter. Clippers secured the win against the Mavericks with a score of 109-97. The Clippers look to extend their series lead when they play tonight at 7 p.m. in the Crypto Arena. It's being announced that Kawhi Leonard will be back in the lineup tonight. The Lakers will also have a home court advantage when they play their Game 3 matchup on Thursday at 7 p.m.
Number 9 USC women's golf entered the Pac-12 tournament Sunday with designs on defending their title, but number 1 Stanford stood in the way, taking a big lead on day 1. On day 2, Monday, the Trojans set a Pac-12 record shooting 20 under par as a team. USC sophomore Catherine Park also set the individual conference record, which was tied by Arizona's Charlotte Back. 64, 8 under par for the day for the both of them. Despite SC setting records, Stanford ended up coming out on top, winning the final Pac-12 Women's Golf Championship. USC finished second. However, it was USC's Catherine Park who dominated the tournament individually, shooting 15 under par for the week. The team wasn't able to bounce back from a tough first day, but congratulations to Catherine Park, your final Pac-12 individual women's golf champion.
This weekend is the infamous USC versus UCLA dual track meet. Last year, things got a bit heated amongst the Trojans and Bruins. The USC women's team won the meet 88-75. However, the men's team fell to the Bruins 88-70. But what raised the tensions for both teams was the men's 4x400 relay. Both USC and UCLA men were disqualified for unsportsmanlike conduct. Here's what the USC athletes and coaches had to say about last year's events and this upcoming meet.
Tension was high, the 4x4s were going, everyone crowded the track, and once Johnny crossed, he had his 4s down, everyone went crazy, it was almost like a brawl.
Honestly, I felt like they shouldn't have DQ'd us at least, but it's going to be high intensity, high energy.
This is my first one. I've been watching this dual meet ever since I was a young track athlete, so now that I'm a part of it, I can't wait to go out there.
It's the last meet that we have in our season before we go into competition, for national competition, so you guys are going to see some hot times. We're all really ready, so I hope to see you guys there.
The meet will consist of events on both Saturday and Sunday at USC's Allison Felix Field, starting with the field events. The Trojans hope to come out victorious and show who runs LA.
On Thursday evening, the first 32 picks of this NFL draft will be made in Detroit. But which Trojans are expecting to hear their names called this weekend? Wide receiver Taj Washington will be undersized in the NFL, but what he lacks in size, he makes up for with quickness and toughness. Projecting as a slot receiver, he'll make his money in the short game, keeping the chains moving. Running back Marshawn Lloyd is about Washington's height, but like 40 pounds heavier. He's an explosive and shifty running back who runs over his tacklers with ease. His Achilles heel last season was the 4 fumbles, so better ball security will be his first priority in the NFL. And the presumed number 1 pick Caleb Williams is a gifted athlete. His arm talent gives him access to any throw, whether he's standing still or on a full sprint. He also senses and avoids pressure at an elite level. So, if he can figure out when to rein it in and play on time and on schedule, he will be a star. Lloyd and Washington are likely day 2 and 3 picks, so there is plenty for Trojan fans to look forward to throughout the weekend. And best of luck to all the prospects.
And that's it for us on ATVN Sports. I'm Adia, Clarke.
And I'm Chris Ajose-Nixon. Thanks so much for watching. Liv, what's for dinner tonight?
Well, Chris, for our final meal together, we're indulging in a cuisine that Angelinos love. Culture Bites is next.
Let me tell you how we amplify our Latine voices. Check out Dímelo. We have it all.
Deportes.
Entertainment. Noticias. ¿Qué tal? Soy Mariela Gómez y bienvenidos a Dime la Hora.
Radio and podcasting.
comida y cultura. Digital social media.
¿A qué equipo le vas tú? LA Galaxy o LAFC? Dímelo is the only Latina-focused media outlet at USC. Dímelo, we have it all.
Dímelo, we have it all.
Want quality name brand carpet for less?
Call Empire and you can get quality carpet at the lowest price guaranteed. And no payments for 1 year.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
I've replaced your shoelaces with fruit by the foot.
So you did. I replaced your fingers with fruit by the foot.
Bravo. I replaced your bones with fruit by the foot.
Indeed you have. I replaced your guitar strings with fruit by the foot.
Seems like a step backwards, but alright. I replaced your DNA with fruit by the foot. That would be end game, my friend.
Fruit by the foot. Fruit-flavored snack.
From the Himalayas to the Caribbean, Culture Bites has explored restaurants that are rich with history, culture, and flavor. As we round out our food tour of LA, it only feels right to end on a cuisine central to this diverse city. Los Anaya is a local restaurant with few brothers running the restaurant. They have over 70 years of experience. From the juicy carnitas tacos to the crispy pulled chicken taquitos in this unique mango chicken dish, Los Anaya is packing flavor into every bite. Their signature style merges traditional Mexican dishes with global influence, something Eric Anaya, the son of the owner, says makes them different from other restaurants in the neighborhood.
Back home in Mexico, in Jalisco, from where they're from, they've been working in the culinary arts for about 10 years, and then coming to the U.S., they've worked in various restaurants, each their own individual style. And so when creating this restaurant, they started to incorporate their own styles into the fusion of this food. We really incorporate like the Mexican authenticity of it, so like quality of the food, the quality of the service, and engaging with the community as well is a big purpose with us. So we like to engage with people from the area as well.
At the heart of all the restaurants we visited for Culture Bites is community. These unique places across the city prove that when you build community through food, you build community to last.
Thanks, Liv. And before we wrap up our last Tuesday show, we wanted to give a few thank yous. First off, we want to shout out Jack Kruger, my amazing co-host, for being an incredible Tuesday anchor and wish him a speedy recovery. We also want to thank all of our faculty for support, so thank you to Stacy, Sandy, Barbara, Mallory, Tom, Bobby, and Matthew.
We also want to thank all of our incredible control room and directors, Eric, Serenity, and Thomas. Also, huge shout out to all our MJs and volunteers.
And finally, thank you to our incredible producers, Dana, Justin, and Laurie, our EP Shadow, Vincent, and finally to our incredible executive producer, Michael. Thank you so much for leading this team and making this Tuesday team awesome.
Thanks for watching Annenberg TV News. For the last time, everyone at Annenberg Media, I'm Anthony Bottino.
And I'm Makayla Idelburg. For more coverage, watch and subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Annenberg Media. Thanks and good night.
Bye.